What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one and the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, man?
Oh, continuing on my quest through Halos. I'm going to get all the way up to Halo Infinite again.
So I saw you were playing Master Chief's Collection. How far are you? Like, what Halo game are you at right now?
I keep playing a lot of number 1. And
Really?
I think number 4 is up for me now. Yeah. I had only played playlists before, so it was I'm missing levels here and there. And that's what I'm going to clean up.
Nice. Very nice. Very cool. That'll keep you going for a long time.
7,000 gamer score, and I'm not even halfway there.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But people can join us live, Scott, every day, Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as youtube.com/theofficialitg. You can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, coming up on today's show, we got a hot one. PlayStation brings another major title exclusively to the platform, rumors have it, which is, of course, very unfortunate for Xbox fans. Ubisoft Star Wars title is rumored to be a massive one with No Man's Sky-like universe, and an unannounced shooter for PlayStation has seemingly been leaked. Whew, man. This is some hot topics today. This is going to be a good show. I like it. Let's get into it. As we're over with PlayStation, just swiped another major exclusive from Xbox. This is over at the Game and Bible. What?
But that's illegal.
Oh, wow. If your head wasn't swelling on his shoulders, keeping up with all the Silent Hill news, it will be now. As seen in a recent rating for the unannounced Silent Hill The Short Message, it seems that this game is not being released for Xbox consoles, which is the same story for Silent Hill 2 Remake. Scott, before we continue on, dude, they snagged another one? Konami now has obviously been working with PlayStation for a very long time, but when you're rebooting the franchise of Silent Hill, wouldn't you want it on as many platforms as possible?
Yeah, generally you want as many eyes on it as you could, but I'm thinking back to the 360 era. They had released the Silent Hill number 2 kind of remake, or remaster that is. And
sure.
Well, it was on 360, so why have we lost it?
Yeah, no, for sure, right? Bringing you up to speed, though, the Federal Trade Commission is currently issuing a block to Microsoft's acquisition of Activision. In response, the company said that the Sony's own exclusives and upcoming third-party arrangements for the titles like Final Fantasy and Bloober Team's Silent Hill 2 Remake puts it at a disadvantage. That's a revelation for Silent Hill fans who were expecting the game to come to Xbox consoles as it did in the original release. In October Silent Hill transmission event, we saw the Silent Hill 2 Remake, Silent Hill F, Silent Hill Townfall, and Silent Hill Ascension. Holy! Not only this, but the third Silent Hill film was confirmed too. Yet, there's no mention of Silent Hill's short message. It's odd because the game has been rated twice in Korea, and these tend to be a good sign that the game does exist. The second rating is for the PlayStation 5, so it's great news if you've got one of those in your living room. However, it does feel a little sad for Xbox fans once again to be left out, Scott. It's just, this is where we snowball this particular topic into really what does Xbox have coming to the platform. Yo, what's up, Northern Nerdcast? Scott, PS5s are now readily available. Absolutely, buddy. You tell him. Get on him, Brad. Yeah.
So I hear. I still haven't seen one.
Yeah, I haven't seen one on the store shelf yet. I'll take a look. I'll let you know. So Silent Hill, obviously a big get for PlayStation. They already have Spider-Man coming over as well, right? Spider-Man 2 is going to be incredible, man. Like, I cannot wait. And then it begs me to kind of question, where does the rest of Xbox's library stand? Where are their exclusives? Scott, we know what they're working on, right? Obviously, Starfield is a huge title coming out this year. But besides that, where else are we at?
Yeah, is this the only possible Xbox answer? We've already seen, I think. That could have been Scorn, and it didn't really line up that way, unfortunately. But it's painful because I really, really want to play Silent Hill 2 again.
So fans are going to be missing out again if you're an Xbox fan on another exclusive going over the way of Sony. They got Wolverine coming over there. Like they have so many other titles where we know of Fable. Scott, we know Fable. It was announced like 2 or 3 years ago at this point. No idea where that is. You keep bringing up this game called Avowed. Right? Nobody has a clue.
I hope I'll see that game.
Well, that's just it. That one's made by Obsidian. So you got to think that it's coming out eventually. Just when we know these games are lining up. Last year at the Xbox E3, we'll call it E3 conference, they gave us a rundown of 2023, right? Here's the next 12 months of games you're going to be getting on the platform. That's great. Where is it all? Like, where's the exclusives? And that was one of the things taken away from, where are the exclusives for Xbox? Because PlayStation keeps hitting us with more and more exclusives. And now, not only do they have some of the best games there with God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West just came out. Now we're getting Burning Shores DLC. We're getting Spider-Man late this year. We'll see. It might get delayed. It has the ability to get pushed into 2024, right? But we are getting lined up for more exclusive content. And now with the Silent Hill is in there as well. Man, Xbox, I feel, is still trying to play catch up, Scott.
It's looking quite strong on the PlayStation side, but that makes me wonder, why is there all this argument regarding Activision if this is the case?
Well, exactly. And then on top of that, Xbox has stated that they're not going to keep it exclusive for themselves, but they are going to put it on PlayStation when you're talking about Call of Duty, right? Like that's the
and Nintendo.
Well, yeah, they're going to even bring it to the Switch or Switch Pro, or
that was, know, man. To me, that was just such a slap in the hat down on the table. I thought it was done that moment, but
yeah, and then
I was wrong.
There's been a game out of Rare that we saw a couple years ago called Everwild, dude, and we've seen like nothing of it since. And I'm wondering again, Xbox, like, where are you at with these games? Where are they? Because we are waiting in the dark at this point.
Yeah,
right?
There is Atomic Heart. There is still Stalker 2 eventually. So there's things on the horizon that I'm hoping for, but it doesn't quite scratch the same itch as Silent Hill.
No, not exactly, right? So
and Callisto didn't do it either. That's a different game.
Yeah, and that was third party all on every platform around the world. So, well, I say every platform, really, Xbox and PlayStation and PC. But again, that one didn't really click either, right? And then you talk about Scorn last year. Oh,
I really want to see a Switch struggle to play that. That would be awful, frankly.
That'd be something else, dude. I'm watching our YouTube channel right now, and Everwild just looks so stunning. I really want to know more of that. So we do know Xbox has these titles in development. We just question where are they at, and then here you go again, PlayStation coming in and scooping up another exclusive. It's just, when it comes to balancing these games out, what platform do you choose? And it's hard to say to people, almost kind of hard to recommend going to Xbox when PlayStation keeps pumping them out. You know Xbox is going to catch up. It's just at what point do they actually be able to get into doing that? Because they have so many cool games on the horizon for PlayStation, but also for Xbox that are coming as well. So we'll see. Xbox has them. They're just not here yet.
Is this the year that we pull out Scalebound? We start making promises we can't keep.
Dude, Scalebound, bring it back. Ahead. I'd like to see Scalebound come back. I wonder what they would do now to iterate that and move that one forward as well. So I said, Xbox has the games, but the difference between Xbox and PlayStation is that PlayStation pumps them out year after year. Xbox doesn't. Like, dude, where's the last time we've seen a Fable game, right? It's gone. We finally get Starfield this year, which is exciting, but still on the fence of, if you're not into that genre, are you really going to want to dive in?
Well, I think that's true for just about every game.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of every game, every Star Wars game seems to be getting bigger and bigger. Scott, Ubisoft Star Wars game will feature a full universe like No Man's Sky. Oh, man.
I thought No Man's Sky was almost literally endless.
Yeah, it sure feels that way, because Hello Games keeps pumping out more and more DLC over there. It is nuts. This comes from Chris over at Game Rant. New rumors suggest that the Star Wars game currently being developed by Ubisoft Massive will feature a vast open universe for players to explore as they take part in missions. Although details about the mysterious title are still being kept tightly under wraps, a Twitter post from December announced that Ubisoft Massive was recruiting playtesters for the Star Wars game. Playtesters, Scott. How close are we getting into? Are they just kind of bare bones testing some of these levels to make sure that, hey, these are functioning, these are going to work, and this is where we're heading next?
Yeah, I want to hope that it's very end game kind of
Yeah.
testing, but at the same time, that happens at all levels.
No, absolutely. Yeah. As much as, yeah, we are hopeful that it's close, I don't think it is. Here's the other thing, too. Ubisoft Massive right now has the Division they're working on. So, whatever, Division Heartlands, I would say, the Star Wars game, and they have Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. They have 3 titles over there at Massive. How big is Massive right now? Like, they have to. Now, granted, Ubisoft always pulls in their other studios, right, to help out and work on the games and kind of push them forward. But at the same time, dude, that's a lot of projects on their one studio, and that makes me a little nervous. How well are these games gonna be flushed out? Especially now, if we're getting into Star Wars, dude, this is a beloved IP. You cannot mess this up, and then you're gonna take it to the scale of No Man's Sky. Are you worried?
It's very, very ambitious. I wanna say it's pretty settled. It'll be solid because it's Star Wars, but we've seen that in the past not really hold true, especially if you're holding breath for those movies.
Oh man, I like
those hurt.
I still like them either way. But despite proving the inspiration for beloved titles like BioWare Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, and classic shooter Star Wars Dark Forces, the Star Wars franchise has a somewhat spotty track record. Absolutely. And then now we're getting get a huge scope of the No Man's Sky, where they just keep going from planet to planet to planet to planet. Dude, it just, this really becomes almost like a games of service model then, doesn't it?
It must be if you're going to keep adding stuff to it. It's not going to come out of the box that way, right? How massive? How long are they going to work on this for?
Well, it depends if it keeps going. Like the Division right now, the Division 2 wrapped up in season 10, and they weren't doing Massive had no intentions of going to season 10. They dropped season 9. Fans loved it so much that they kind of almost pushed them into it. I think that's how it was, season 9 or something like that. Season 9, season 10, either way. And because I haven't been able to keep up with them, we've had to move on to other games and other projects and things like that for the show. So for us, keeping up, I just keep my tabs on what's happening, and then that's what's kind of in the works. It is nuts that they just keep going. So the Division has kind of worked itself into this games of service model somewhat, and now when Star Wars comes around, I think we'll be getting into the same thing, very similar, especially when you want to introduce another planet. You can just keep introducing more and more planets, but you have the gameplay to back that up, right? Obviously, we do know that Bethesda Starfield is just around the corner as well. So are we getting into too much planet hopping? Because Starfield is going to be very similar in the sense that it's supposed to be absolutely huge as well, Scott. The game's getting too big now as the other concern.
Oh, there's 2 things that I don't get excited about anymore, and that's seeing this open world is going to be the biggest open world ever. I don't really need that personally. And then the other thing is crafting system. I'm not a fan that we're building improvised explosives in Call of Duty. That's just an example.
Sure. I personally like the crafting system. Right now, I'm kind of getting invested a little bit into it on The Witcher 3. We'll be talking about that in this week's episode. And getting into, okay, I got to go get this, I got to get that, and I like those. The Last Oasis experience, the Ark experience, where you got to go out and gather resources so you can build stuff. Here, Starfield has that.
Those are both they're building games, though. That's the whole game, is that.
Exactly, but I like that style, right? So then when you bring that into a game here, I'm kind of hoping that Ubisoft does something similar, that if you want to upgrade your gun, you're going to need this resource, and this resource. And then Starfield maybe does the same thing. Starfield has also stated that you can really customize your ship, which I'm very excited to see how that one pans out. Dude, there's just a lot to kind of unpack when you get into these building mechanics and things like that. And when it gets so big in scope, though, it just becomes, remember the days, Scott, when you get GTA 3 came out and it was open world. Everyone's like, whoa, what is this? Now open world is just another check on the box, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Oh, back in those days, you just made me think of that bridge. You got to hop the bridge into the next island over. Hey, remember playing that?
Yeah, it was blocked off and you couldn't get over there. And then eventually, as you progress through the story, then those opened up and let you through. Yeah, man. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Scott, we got some new footage new footage unannounced. Sony shooter allegedly leaks. Jordan Midler over VGC So I checked out the footage. We did not scoop it here for the show. By rights, we don't have the ability. Well, we do have the ability. We just don't have the rights to showcase it. So I chose not to. The brief footage shows a character walking towards a balcony with a large creature climbs up the side of a building. It's claimed that the footage is a sci-fi third-person shooter that is being developed in Unreal Engine 5. Notable leaker Dusk Golem has claimed that they have seen a lot more of the game and that the footage is from an older build. It did look very old, Scott. Were you able to catch it this morning at all?
No, I didn't actually get to see it.
No, that's fair. It was very blocky, but it has me excited to think that we could be getting something of a Destiny-esque approach here of this, but a third person. Like I'm way more of a third person player than a first person perspective player, but there are a few details on the game, but it's known that Sony is looking to create more live service games. So this title could be part of that strategic realignment. If the leaks prove to be real, it would mark the latest in a run of Sony leaks, including, you ready for this one, Scott? Returnal PC port.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that one myself.
Yes, I know you are. Absolutely. Returnal was a fantastic game. I absolutely loved it. Also, Guerrilla Games multiplayer project is recently been confirmed, kind of outed as well. That one got leaked. We're getting into this MMO kind of side of it. So a lot of things happening right now over at PlayStation, and the fact that we're getting another Sony third person, hopefully live service game has me rather excited. Dude, I want to be on my PlayStation more this year than I was last year.
That's fair. I'm still thinking of the argument going on. Xbox is trying to make PlayStation look small.
Right?
How silly is that?
It's PlayStation's not small, not in the slightest. So I'm kind of baffled by all that. When we just talked about all the exclusives that are coming to the platform, and then you compare that to Xbox, it's kind of mind blowing. You compare their services though, Scott. When you compare Game Pass versus PlayStation Plus, they're on two different levels, right? Game Pass way exceeds over top of PlayStation Plus in my eyes. They do offer some great games, and we just covered them on this week's episode. Actually, some of those games that are coming, dude, that's a bit of a banger lineup, I tell you.
I'm so excited for Monster Hunter Rise.
Are you? Yeah. Well,
it's been so long since Monster Hunter Worlds for me that I don't really remember it.
Which is fair, right? But speaking of Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass users upset over change to new games. Tyler Fisher over comic book. This one's kind of a weird one, Scott. The change is fairly minor, and there's no indication it's a permanent one, but it's caught the ire of some subscribers who, since the launch of the subscription service, have had little to complain about. Dude, we've really had not much to complain about when it comes to Xbox Game Pass. But here's the problem. Xbox has stopped communicating about new games. There's been a couple of games added so far this year, but they've been stealth drops. Dude, they're just what's happening and what people are assuming. Man, you should never really assume. But here's kind of what's the lowdown, is that it was holiday season, man. So these games were just lined up ready to go, but nothing's been announced. And Xbox is really, really good at communicating with, hey, these are the games that are coming out for Game Pass, and here are the games that are leaving. And as of recently, the last couple weeks, they haven't done any of that at all. So people are just getting stealth dropped and things are getting taken away. And nobody has a clue. Well, you want to keep up with it, you should keep up here with ITG Daily, because Scott and I cover it all the time. Scott covered it this week on the actual weekly show. So we will keep you informed of what's coming and going. But yeah, if Xbox doesn't, they should hit us up, Scott. We could do that. We could work that for them.
Oh, yeah. I certainly don't mind being the announcer on that one. Stranded Deep took everybody by surprise. And that's one that surprised me as well, because I think it used to be on the platform.
It was on the platform. For its
second tour on Game Pass. I didn't think that happens.
Yeah, so I played it. Did you ever play Stranded Deep?
No.
It's again, right? It's one of those crafting, go out and survival games, and as much as I enjoy those, that one didn't really seem to click for me. I was kind of hoping it would, but again, when you talk about Grounded coming to the service, everybody loved Grounded. Grounded now is out in 1.0 or whatever the version they're at.
That one still taunts me because I have not played it enough.
That's what I'm like. Oh, I know this one's gonna hit with Scott. So yeah, I brought it up.
I even know where the thistle bush is.
Well, there you go.
I'm ready to go.
So it's cool to see. We'll see if Xbox kind of keeps up with that. They come back, but people are getting upset, I think, about it over nothing. which is typical, honestly. It is the holidays. Let people enjoy the holidays. We're getting back in the swing of things. We were back last week. Not everybody. The kids were off last week still, so there is a bit of that time lap over. But I know a lot of people were still off last week as well because their kids were off. So they line up for the holidays according to their kids' schedule, which makes sense. Somebody's got to take care of the kids. So,
well, that all lines up all the way through the industry too. All these devs, everybody at Xbox Game Pass, presumably they're taking weeks off as well.
I think it's well overdue to take a bit of a holiday, man. I know I could have used a little bit longer time. It goes so fast, right? It's one of those things. Once you take holidays, you need another holiday to recover from those holidays. But
especially when life comes up and just beats you the whole holidays, like I've experienced.
Yeah, well, getting sick over the holidays is the worst. That definitely happens a lot. Scott, let's get into one last article of the day. NetEase has acquired Halo and Minecraft co-developer Skybox Labs. Tom Ivan over at VGC. Founded in 2011, based in Burnaby and Victoria, Skybox has made 2 original titles. 2016's Tasty Lethal Tactics. Dude, I had to look it up.
I haven't seen that one. Tasty.
I read the title. I was like, what? It actually looks like it would be kind of fun. And then Stella 2019. And then I went to the Stella page over on Steam. It is currently $23. It's a 3-year-old title. 4-year-old title now. And it looks cool. Like, it really does look good. I was like, I might have to scoop that up. $23 isn't a lot, but it definitely put it on my radar all of a sudden because I had no idea. So let's get into the studio a little bit. As a co-developer for many high-profile games from publishers including Xbox Game Studios and Electronic Arts. They've worked on Halo Infinite, Minecraft, Fallout 76, and contributed to previous Halo titles as well as Minecraft titles, plus multiple entries in Microsoft's Age of Empires, Scott, and the platform holders Project Spark. Do you remember Project Spark?
Oh, I very vaguely now, but I'm not familiar.
Oh man, it was one of those user-created platforms, right? User-generated content, and that's where this Project Spark was coming out. Dude, this was Fortnite Creative before Fortnite Creative actually took off. Back in the day, this was the rise of like Little Big Planet and things like that. Well, this was Xbox's attempt to get in here with Project Spark. And it's funny because when you look at the characters, dude, it looks very heavily like Fortnite. Like some of these, it's funny to see, but it looks really cool. It was cool back then. I dabbled with it, but there wasn't as much when you get into the realm of where Fortnite is now with their creative side of things. Like their whole creative suite is huge, it's massive, and it's only getting bigger. I think
my memory is confusing 2 of them. What was the PlayStation creative?
Little Big Planet was that?
No, I think it was VR.
VR had one?
Yeah, I remember there was a lot of different art being made throughout it.
Dreams,
that's
yes. It. Dreams is still going strong. There's a guy, Martin, I follow. Man, the stuff he creates is incredible. Like, he's just amazing. Martin, I can't remember his last name, but he's got his own YouTube channel, and all he does is like dream stuff, and it'll blow your mind what he pulls off in dreams. Like, do you think Dreams is just like a toy? Dude, it is so deep that people just don't use it to the complete package that I think that they really could, because some of the stuff he's pulled off, wow, very cool. But Skybox is the latest in the string of studios acquisitions by the Chinese tech and gaming giant NetEase in recent years. It also included No More Heroes developer, Grasshopper manufacturer, Quantic Dream, the Paris-based studio behind Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human, and Beyond Two Souls. Dude, they picked up a lot of people. They're definitely getting into this heavy set realm now of, we're going to buy all these studios up and we're just going to start pumping out some incredible games. Quantic Dream, the next Star Wars Eclipse games, I think it's going to be cool. Scott, we could keep talking all day long like we always do, but we do have a couple games out today that I was actually able to scrape up. What do we have?
We have Fears to Fathom, Carson House, that's on PC, and Breakout 13 as well on PC.
Breakout 13 is an FMV style game, so very interesting. Not one I typically play, that's for sure. But I don't know, it's tempting to take a look at. I kind of looked at it and went, it looks cool. But Scott, just like that, my friend, It's going to wrap up today's show, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has been ITG Daily, where you can join us live each and every day over on Twitch as well as YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.